So, it takes a debtor to catch a debtor. It takes a thief to catch a thief. That's basically what I'm getting at. I've done repo off and on for 18 years. And I've had cars repoed from me, personally. I was not a repo agent at the time. But, man, my ears are popping. Anyhow, to be a good repo man, you got to be clever. You got to think the way a debtor would think on when and where they're going to drive that car, how they're going to hide it, try to disguise it, disable GPSs, all this stuff. And I'm not going to give away every trick and trade secret of repoing, but you know, these days a lot of repo companies have camera cars, and they have cameras mounted, 4 different cameras mounted on the car, and it's LPR, license plate recognition. They've got a laptop in the vehicle, and whenever that camera hits a license plate, it reads it. It's just pretty much like what the cops have in their cars. It'll scan your plate, and if it's stolen, doesn't matter where it's stolen out of, what state or what state you're in, it doesn't matter. You could be from Hawaii and you could be in South Carolina. If it's stolen, it's going to recognize on that cop's laptop and tell them it's stolen. Same thing goes in the repo business. If your car's out for repo and the camera car scans it, it's going to come up that it's out for repo. And again, it doesn't matter. You could be from Florida, and you could be in Oregon, down on the coast, staying at a motel, vacationing. Why people do that when they can't make their car payments and they travel and go blow all this money on vacation? I don't know, but it happens all the time. Anyhow, these camera cars will cruise the parking lots in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. Say there's 50, 100 cars in this parking lot. No problem. It scans them like that. You just drive by, it hits all the plates. If it's out for repo, boom, it's gone. Then you're stuck far from home. Shopping mall parking lots, that's another good place to hit them. Businesses, big factories, whatever. Apartment complexes, the big apartment complexes. In some states you're not allowed, or I wouldn't say not allowed, but you don't have to have a front license plate. You just have one in the back. So people that know about these LPRs will back their car into their parking spot in an apartment complex so their plate's not visible. So if a camera car does come through, it's not going to pick up on it. Well, I've drove camera car myself, and to be a good camera car driver, if you see a car backed in, you're going to get out with your flashlight and look at that license plate, get back in the car, run that plate through the system, and if it comes up, bang, you got it. I've got more than one like that. Some people take their license plates off. That's another thing. It's, okay, I'm going to get out and read the VIN. Some people cover the VIN. Well, then you're kind of screwed, I guess, unless you know, unless you're specifically looking for a car at a specific apartment complex or whatever, then you know that's probably the car I'm looking for. At that point, you know, you can, well, I'm not going to give away all the secrets, but it's just a matter of time. It's going to get repoed. Some guys have gone a year. It's just a matter of time. You're going to slip up. To be a good repo man, again, as I said, it takes a debtor to catch a debtor. I've been on the run with a car one time. Well, it was a pickup. It was a Chevy Duramax. Chevys, GM vehicles come with OnStar. OnStar has GPS. They can track it that way. Well, there's a way to disable that GPS under the hood. Not everybody knows it. I did. I disabled it. I used it. I got as far as I could with that truck to keep taking care of my family and making money after I got to that point, I knew I needed to surrender it, and I did. Everybody has a story. Every time I pick up a car, they have a story, and I relate to it, and I listen to it. I've been there. I've been in those shoes. I know what it feels like. Always worrying that your car is going to get repoed, always worrying about it, gets old. It gets really old. The longer you go, the more worrying you're going to do too. For me, as a repo agent now, and in the past, it's always been fun for me to go out and look for these cars. It's the hunt. It's the cleverness you got to do. And when a car's been on the run for a long time and other agents haven't been able to get it, and you think of something they didn't, and you get that car, it feels great. It's just like gambling. It's like going to a casino. Every time I get in the truck and go out and look for cars on my list, they give me, 100 to 150 cases at a time. When I find these cars, when I'm pulling them, it's a rush. It's a rush. Most of the time, everything goes fine. It's not like what you see on TV. A lot of that stuff is fake, staged, whatever. Most of the time, it's not like that. Have I had guns pulled on me? Yeah. Have I been threatened to be shot? Yeah. Most of the time, no. Do I worry about going home at the end of my day? Yeah. Sometimes I do. Can I sit at home and say I shouldn't do this? No. I love it too much. Keep popping. Doing some traveling, heading to Memphis. Still got 4 hours ahead of me. Long days, a lot of hours. Usually I'll put in 10 to 14 hours a day. Usually you can get 3 to 6 cars in a day. Hiding your car at family members' houses, that doesn't work. We have ways of looking at your family ties, any property you may own. Facebook, you'd be surprised how many people post stuff on Facebook that gets them caught. It doesn't matter if you don't even say where you're at. Looking in the background at little things in the background. Hey, I recognize that place, or hey, that certain restaurant is only in one town. All kinds of stuff. Some high-risk finance companies, they will make the dealer put a GPS unit on your car, hide it under the dash. And sometimes you'll know about it, and other times they won't tell you. Those things don't always work, though. Even if they do put one in, they're off and on. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There's a lot of tricks, and I'm sure some of you have done them, and I'm sure some of you have outsmarted a repo agent. But it's just a matter of time. If a repo agent doesn't get the job done, it gets handed off to a different agent, maybe a different company. It's just a matter of time. We will find it. We will get it. I'm pretty good at what I do. Not the best. I'll never say I'm the best. Anybody that tells you that, just like everybody says, anybody that tells you that, they're not. And some of these guys go around telling all these stories about their repo experiences and stuff. Anybody goes around bragging, talking like that, probably half their stories are crap. Maybe not, but in my experience, people that talk to their repo agents that talk like that are either new guys or they're full of crap. There's been some fun ones I've done, and there's been some that I have hated to do because I felt so sorry for the family and the kids. But the only way I can continue to do this is when there's cases like that is I tell myself, there's 1,000 other vultures out there in a repo truck that will do this if I don't. It's going to happen, whether it's me that does it or somebody else. Do I like taking cars from people that are in a bind? No. Like I said, if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And you got to think of it this way. If there was no repo agents in this world, the finance companies wouldn't loan to anybody anymore. Because they would never get their cars back to send, to the auction to regain some of their money. Say you owe $8,000 on a car, it goes into repo. We get it. It ends up going to the auction. Car dealers buy it wholesale. Say the car's worth $8,000. The dealer's only going to want to pay $4,000 or $5,000 for this thing. So it's worth their time to buy it, put it on the lot, and sell it and make a profit. So if it goes, for $6,000 in the auction, then that still leaves you with a debt of $2,000 to your finance company. And they want that money still. It'll go on your credit that you owe them that. And if you don't pay it, they'll probably go through the court systems and get a garnishment and start garnishing your wages. And you think, oh, I'll just change my job. Well, guess what? Whenever you go out and try to finance something, or somebody runs your credit, every time they do that, it says where your employment is. The finance company, when you owe them money like that, they're going to look at your credit, pull your credit report, maybe once a month, maybe every 3 months, maybe once a year, every 6 months, who knows. Different companies do it different ways. They'll find where you work, and they'll put a garnishment on you. Most people owe on their cars. It's the American way. That's what we do. We finance. Most Americans finance their house, jewelry, cars, motorcycles, credit cards, washers and dryers, furniture. Everybody makes payments on stuff. Anyhow, for anybody thinking about getting into the repossession business, to be a good agent, you got to have a little bit of a colorful past. If you're somebody that's never been in trouble, always made your payments on time, and doesn't like taking risks, all kinds of risks in life, then you're probably not going to make a very good agent. There's probably a few of you that will, but most of you won't. It takes a certain type. You gotta love what you do. You gotta, to be out there 10 to 14 hours a day, you gotta love what you do. Sometimes you only get one car. Sometimes a certain car will bug you. It'll get under your skin. I want that car. I want that car. And you'll start spending all this extra time looking for this car when you could be looking for other ones that are just sitting there waiting to be picked up. Like I said, I've been doing this probably 17 years off and on. I've done towing most of that 17. Half of it probably repo. Just the other day, I had a certain car, had a GPS unit on it. It's been out for repo for a long time. The GPS unit didn't work, and all of a sudden it started working the other day. So I tracked it down. I was en route to get it. All of a sudden, here it comes going the opposite way of me. Crap. I get turned around, check the GPS again to see where it may be, and it stopped working. Checked it again 5 hours later, still not working. Checked it the next day, still not working. Almost had it. since I almost had it, I couldn't give up that day on trying to find that car. I spent almost 8 hours trying to find that car. Went home empty-handed. Not only did I cost myself, because I didn't make any money, I cost the company I worked for fuel, wear and tear, and didn't bring anything home that day for the most part. That was a bad day. I'm still kicking myself in the pants. I know better than that, but I did it. Even when it's my day off and I'm riding around with the wife, say we're going to Walmart, a car will go by and I'll look at it and go, oh, is that what is that what I'm looking for? It's always in me. Even when I'm not in the truck, I'm still looking. I can't help it. I guess that's part of what makes you be devoted to your job. Love it. Like I said, I'm addicted. My wife says her husband has a gambling problem, and it's with his tow truck. It is. It's like a gamble. And when you win, it feels great. Not because you're taking a car from someone, but just because you outsmarted them. It's just fun. But there are those sad cases when it's a single mother with children and she's crying. Those ones, if I know it's that situation, I will try to get that car during the day, just so she has time to figure out something for babysitters and work the next day, get all of her stuff out of the car seats, whatever it may be, the kids' toys. Now, if that same person has been on the run for a long time, then I'm going to get crafty and I'm going to find it at night. I'm going to do what I got to do to get it. Nothing illegal, but I'm not going to be as lenient on when I come to get it. Anyways, just like the title says, it takes a debtor to catch a debtor. It takes a thief to catch a thief. Same thing. All right, till next time.